What if the secret to happiness and peace lies not in the abundance of possessions but in their absence? This is the intriguing question we're exploring today as we delve into the intersection of minimalism and calmness. Minimalism is a philosophy that advocates for living with less. It's about stripping away the unnecessary, the clutter, the things that clog up our lives and our minds. It's about focusing on what truly matters and finding value in simplicity. But what's really fascinating is how minimalism ties into creating a calm and peaceful life. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli. From the incessant ping of notifications to the never-ending to-do lists, from the overwhelming array of choices to the pressure to keep up with the Joneses, our lives are filled with distractions and stressors. This constant noise can leave us feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and far from calm. This is where minimalism steps in. By consciously choosing to live with less, we reduce these distractions. We clear away the clutter not just in our homes but in our minds as well. We create space for calmness to seep in. Imagine a room filled with items, furniture, knickknacks, stacks of books, piles of clothes. Now picture that same room with just the essentials: a comfortable chair, a single book, a vase of fresh flowers. The latter scene evokes a sense of calmness, doesn't it? That's the power of minimalism. Adopting a minimalist lifestyle is not about deprivation. It's about intentionality. It's about making conscious decisions about what to include in our lives and what to let go. It's about recognizing that less can indeed be more. More peace, more calm, more happiness. As we journey further into the world of minimalism, we find that it's not just about decluttering our physical spaces. It's about decluttering our minds, our schedules, our lives. It's about creating an environment that fosters calmness and peace, that allows us to focus on what truly matters. Minimalism is not just about having less, it's about making room for more of what matters. And in a world that's increasingly noisy and chaotic, perhaps what matters most is finding that sense of calm and peace within ourselves. Minimalism is not about deprivation, but about intentionality. This is the cornerstone of minimalism, a principle that underscores its true essence. When we talk about minimalism, we're not speaking of a life stripped down to bare bones, but rather a life lived with purpose, with every possession, every decision, every moment steeped in intention. The first principle of minimalism is intentionality. It's about making conscious, deliberate decisions. It's about asking yourself, does this add value to my life, before acquiring something new? It's about evaluating our choices and making sure that everything we allow into our lives serves a purpose or brings us joy. Next, we have the principle of simplicity. In a world that's increasingly complex and chaotic, simplicity is an oasis. It's about paring down, decluttering, and eliminating the unnecessary. It's about finding beauty and peace in the unadorned, the uncomplicated, the straightforward. And then there's the principle of less is more. This principle resonates with the reality that we often find freedom in having less. Less to clean, less to organize, less to worry about. It's about understanding that having fewer possessions can often lead to having more time, more space, more freedom. Remember, minimalism is not a rigid rulebook that dictates you should own a certain number of items. It's not a competition to see who can live with the least. It's a philosophy, a mindset, a way of life. It's about owning only items that add value to your life, that enhance your existence rather than weigh it down. It's about recognizing that the best things in life aren't things. It's about valuing relationships over possessions, experiences over stuff, quality over quantity. It's about understanding that our worth is not determined by what we own, but by who we are and how we live our lives. By embracing minimalism, we make room for more time, more peace, more joy. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-improvement, an adventure that leads to a life that's not just less cluttered, but also more meaningful, more fulfilling, and more in sync with our true selves. In a world that is constantly in a rush, calmness is a superpower. It's an oasis in the desert of our bustling lives, a sanctuary that we often overlook. Calmness is not just about quiet moments, it's a state of mind, a way of being. It's the ability to remain peaceful and grounded, even amidst the chaos. It's a gentle reminder that we are not the sum of our anxieties, our problems, or our to-do lists. Calmness is crucial to our mental health. When we are calm, we are better equipped to process our emotions, handle stress, and make thoughtful, deliberate decisions. We can navigate the rough seas of life with a steady hand and a clear mind. It's like having an internal compass always pointing towards serenity. Our relationships also flourish in the soil of calmness. It allows us to listen more, to understand better, and to respond rather than react. It's the bridge that connects hearts, the language that needs no words. Moreover, our overall well-being thrives on calmness. It encourages a healthier lifestyle, promotes better sleep, and even strengthens our immune system. It's the fuel that powers our well-being engine, the rhythm that harmonizes our body, mind, and soul. But how do we cultivate this superpower? Just as a garden needs tending, so does our calmness. Mindfulness is one way to nurture it. It's about being present, fully engaged with what we are doing and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Meditation, on the other hand, is like a workout for your mind. It's about training our brains to slow down, to focus, and to let go. It's about finding the quiet within us, the silence that speaks volumes. Both mindfulness and meditation are not just practices, they are lifestyles. They require patience, consistency, and a gentle heart. They are the tools that can carve out the sanctuary of calmness in our lives. Calmness is not the absence of noise, it's the presence of tranquility. It's the music that soothes our souls, the whispering wind that carries away our worries. It's the superpower we all have, waiting to be discovered. Minimalism and calmness. Two seemingly disparate concepts, yet they harmonize perfectly. Let's explore this harmony a little more. Think about the last time you walked into a cluttered room. The chaos, the disorder, it's overwhelming, isn't it? Now imagine the opposite, a space with only the essentials, where every item has a purpose and a place. Doesn't that image alone instill a sense of peace? That's the power of minimalism. It's not just about having fewer things. It's about cultivating an environment that supports tranquility and focus. When we reduce the physical clutter in our lives, we also reduce the mental clutter. We clear out the noise that distracts us, the mess that stresses us, and make room for clarity and calm. Consider this. When we let go of the things we don't need, we're not just decluttering our homes or our offices. We're decluttering our minds. We're letting go of the mental burden that comes with possession. We're freeing ourselves from the anxieties of maintenance, the worries of loss, the stress of excess. And what fills that space we've cleared? Calmness. By reducing our possessions, we reduce our stress. We're no longer tied down by the things we own. Instead, we're free to experience life more fully, more peacefully. We're not preoccupied with what we have, but rather we can focus on who we are and what truly matters. So you see, minimalism and calmness are more than just concepts. They're choices we make, lifestyles we adopt. They're intertwined, each feeding into and enhancing the other. Minimalism breeds calmness. Calmness fosters minimalism. It's a beautiful cycle, really, one that promotes a peaceful mind and a fulfilling life. And it all starts with a simple choice. A choice to let go of the excess, to embrace the essential, to seek tranquility and simplicity. When we choose minimalism, we choose calmness. And in that calmness, we find not just peace, but freedom. Freedom from clutter, freedom from stress, and ultimately freedom to live our lives as we truly wish. Choose wisely. Imagine a life where you have less stress, more time, and an abundance of peace. A life where every decision, every possession, every activity is intentionally chosen. This is the transformational promise of minimalism and calmness. Let's take a moment to summarize the key points we've discussed so far. Minimalism is not about deprivation, but about intention. It's about making conscious decisions about what we allow into our lives and what we choose to let go. It's about recognizing that more often than not, less is more. Calmness, on the other hand, is a state of tranquility and peace. It's the antidote to the relentless busyness and chaos that characterizes much of modern life. It's about slowing down, being present, and savoring the simple moments. Now, imagine the transformative impact that adopting these principles can have on our lives. Picture yourself waking up each day in a space that brings you joy, not stress. Imagine having more time to do the things you love, with the people you love. Picture a life where you are not constantly rushing, but are instead able to move through your day with a sense of calm and purpose. This is not just a dream, it's a reality that is within your reach. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to make drastic changes to get there. You can start with small steps. Declutter one room, start meditating for 5 minutes a day. Say no to an obligation that doesn't serve you. Each small step you take brings you closer to a life of minimalism and calmness. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. But it's a journey worth taking. Because in the pursuit of a meaningful life, sometimes the most profound changes come from subtracting, not adding. Embrace the power of less and discover the joy of calm. Start your journey towards minimalism and calmness today. In the pursuit of a meaningful life, sometimes the most profound changes come from subtracting, not adding.